Hey everybody. Well, today is Wednesday, February 12th, and I'm happy to be here with you today. I got the heat blaring in the house because it is cold out today. We're talking minus 10, 11, 20 degrees with the windshield, so it's kind of tough living in Minnesota in the winter sometimes. And this time last year and the year before, I was riding my motorcycle. I had ridden my motorcycle every single month for 2 years, for 24 months straight, until I ran into September of this last year when my bike broke and I ran into some depression and I wasn't able to even get out and fix my motorcycle or get on my motorcycle. And so I broke my chain of riding, and that was okay because I had done basically 2 years of just straight, you know, ride, and I got all my miles in, and I got recognized for the miles through Hog, and I thought that was the best thing, and so I slowed it down last year quite a bit, and then I spent a lot more time with my family this last year, and that helped me recognize that riding a motorcycle isn't everything in my life, and that so last year I took a little bit of a break, but I look forward to this year. I look forward to going out this year and finding what this season has in store, because I know a lot of people that are in and around my crew want to ride, and they want to have fun, and they want to have sober fun too, right? And I'm okay with that. It's just, it gets to a point now where I feel more comfortable riding with people who haven't been drinking. And I know there's some groups that I'm affiliated with that don't drink during rides, which I really, really appreciate. So, they're out there, it's out there, and I'm like that too, because I've seen enough people get behind the wheel at some of these fun runs and some of these memorial runs that people get behind behind your bike intoxicated. And even after 2 or 3 beers, I'm a little leery. Even after 1 beer, I'm a little leery of riding next to somebody who might have an accident or a mishap, and that happens to anybody, right? That happens to people not drinking. It happens to people doing this, doing that, and so we all got to be aware of the fact that we got to try to ride sober. And I didn't want to come on here and talk about that. I wanted to come on and read the 24 hours a day reading for today, and I was looking all over for my book, looking up and down, and I couldn't find it. And it was up actually in my library there. I actually don't really usually keep it up there. And this week, I gotta say, I'll be celebrating an anniversary with my wife too. It's technically on Friday, but we're gonna be celebrating it tomorrow because I was unable to get it off of work. I went to take off the day of work with my wife, and I put down the wrong month. I put down June. I put down June instead of February, and so here I messaged my boss the other day. It was like, hey, I hope you guys remembered that I have plans this week for my anniversary, and they shot me they sent me a shot of the schedule which said my day off was in June, not February, and so I was all bummed out. But it's okay because my wife is going to go into work and work too, and so we'll catch up later, and we're not going to be able to spend the day together like we thought. But that's okay, because we both got to work, and we should probably be working anyways. I know that we both wanted the day off, but it didn't work for a reason. So today, February 12th, is this. Our recovery thought for today is this. And when we read this, you guys, you can replace the word, or the letters, rather, AA with recovery program or sobriety. Okay, so let's try that. So our recovery thought for today is this. So as we look back on all those troubles we used to have when we were drinking or drugging, the hospitals, the jail visits, we wondered how we could have wanted that kind of life. Well, as we look back on it now, we see that our drinking and drugging life see it as it really was, and we're glad that we're out of it. So after a few months in this recovery program, AA, right? Recovery program, we find that we can honestly say that we want something else more than drinking or drugging. We've learned by the experience that a sober life is really enjoyable, and we wouldn't want to go back to the old drunken way of life for anything in the world. And so here's some thought-provoking questions for you. Do I want to keep sober a lot more than I want to get drunk? That's the catalyst, the key. So today the meditation for this February 12th is this. My spiritual life depends on an inner consciousness of God. I must be led in all things in my consciousness of God, and I must trust in Him in all things. My consciousness, or my spirit, right, of God will always bring peace to me. I will have no fear because a good future lies before me as long as I keep my spirit of God. If in every single happening, event, and plan, I am conscious of God, then no matter what happens, I will be safe in His hands. So today I pray that I always have this consciousness or spirit of God within me, and I pray for a new and better life through this spirit of God, right? Or this God's consciousness. And I know sometimes, amen. And I know that some people don't like to use that word consciousness, but it is a term that we use quite frequently to try to describe, the totality or the intellectual divine, portion of it, because God is all knowing, and it's a all encompassing, all circumferencing, oh my gosh, can't even speak. It's an oh man, not even gonna try that one again. But it encompasses everything, right? And so when we look at our recovery, it's no different. We have to look at this day, each day as it comes, and take it one day at a time. And when we talk about God, I'm not necessarily saying the God of this church or God of that church or this God or that God. For me, I'm just sharing, and I'm expressing my experiences and my views and my beliefs, right? I'm not asking you to believe those, but in my world, the divine design for my life is laid out, and I'm following it now, and I've become successful in my life and in my recovery, because if I wasn't following God, I don't think, or that divine spirit, or that God consciousness, right, I wouldn't be as successful as I have been. And yeah, there's been some hard times and some ups and downs, but I haven't had to go back to drinking or drugging since I quit the last time I quit, right? So that's all it takes, is that last time you quit, and you'll never have to go back. Fingers crossed, God willing, and God forbid you have something else that might happen that will lure you back. But then that's why we talk about our triggers, our slips, our trips, and we talk about the things, the haunts, the places, the bad behaviors, the stinking thinking, the bad ways. Those are the things that are going to pull us away from our faith and back into active addiction. And so when we have a substance abuse disorder or an issue with that, we have to recognize it and we have to admit, rather, that we are powerless over that. And that's the first step in creating a path in recovery towards onward and upward, right? It's admitting that our lives have become unmanageable. And there's a way to get back on track, because because we come to believe and we admit, right? That's the first two things that I think are most crucial in this program, and in the 12 steps especially. And then we jump all the way down to the end when you're working your steps, and you, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, you look to carry this message to other suffering alcoholics and addicts, and practice all these principles in all your affairs. And that, my friends, is step 12. And that's what I'm doing every day. That's what I'm trying to do every day. And some people in my life have helped me recognize that I have something worth sharing. And so I thank those people that are always so kind to me and always give me the inspiration. And there's a few people out there that are really queuing in on some of the things that help me in my life. And and it's good to have boundaries too. So boundaries are crucial. So hey, I know it's all recovery talk all the time, but sometime, somewhere, somebody out there is going to need to hear this message. And I hope that maybe if it was you, that you held on and you stayed till the end, and you feel led to listen to this, because you know what? We come into this program pretty much naked, blind, and not knowing how to do anything. But we pick up what we learn as we go, one day at a time. And this day you're going to learn this, tomorrow you're going to learn that, the next day and the next day, and just keep accumulating knowledge, experience, wisdom, spiritual experience and wisdom too. And dig into your spiritual and recovery literature, dig into your Bible, dig into these things that are going to give you some gumption and some fuel for your engine to keep that thing firing on all cylinders, right? Keep your spiritual train and moving forward, onward and upward. We never want to quit. We never want to give up. I'm here for you. If you need anything, please reach out. Otherwise, I can't wait to see you on the next one. God bless you. Take care.